Coming up on today's REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio Show.
When I work with people, I always am encouraging them to think about the business model that you're creating so that it's profitable and it's time profitable too. So you're not working those 16-hour, 20-hour kind of days, day after day after day.
Closer to my dreams.
She's the author of the highly sought-after GOALIE coaching system, who is passionate about helping seasoned entrepreneurs become unstuck in their thinking, abilities, and revenue. She's a coach, author, and speaker who has sharpened her ability to stretch the vision, mission, and goals of those strong enough to withstand the journey of entrepreneurship. As the founder and visionary of Collette Portis & Co., Collette Portis is a business coach with 20-plus years of experience helping clients think big, strategize for success, and increase revenue. Colette's mission is to change the lives of whole families because winning is the only option. This is the REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio Show.
Welcome to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis. And today we have a treat for you all. We have the host of Visionary Womenpreneurs Podcast. She's also a business and marks every day to help womenpreneurs refine and master business and marketing strategies. Please help me welcome to the show, Miss Donna Lynn Price. How are you today, Donna?
I'm great, Collette. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here with you.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. I love what you're doing with women and their businesses. What I understand is marketing is one of the greatest in the business industry. Now, I know a little bit about you, but go ahead and share with our audience a little more about yourself.
Sure. That's such a big question. Which part of me? I have been in business for a long time now. I don't even know how many, because I was a new mom and wanted control over my time and decided to take that bold step of leaving the security of my job and start a business. And like so many other business owners, I was passionate about what I wanted to do. But I didn't know a lot about business. And so I was very naive and working for them. And I didn't see all the work that went into them being at the point that they were at. So they were successful, but there was a long journey to getting to that level of success that I didn't really recognize at the beginning. And I had to figure out how to make it work because I already left my job. I didn't do the smart thing of create your business and stay in your job and then leave your job once your business is up and rolling. I just left.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how the journey started. And I came out of the nonprofit world, so I didn't have any marketing experience. And I had my whole life worked in nonprofit services to people. First in serving people with developmental disabilities, and my last job was running an outdoor education center and serving kids, youth predominantly, doing leadership development and team building and that kind of people that wanted the service. And we were choosing, to a certain extent, especially with the residential programs for people with disabilities, we were choosing who was the right for a particular opening. We weren't going out and marketing the business. So I was totally clueless when I started.
Wow.
My business.
What's interesting about what you said, Donna, is oftentimes that is what happens. And I get people who ask me, who say to me, I'll do that. And that's the same road that I took too. I was like, hey, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm going to do my own thing. And then, as you said, coming to the realization that, oh, no, I don't really know, I don't really know all of what I think I need to know in order to do this. That's great. And I think that's wise now that we share our journey with new and aspiring entrepreneurs. But there does come times where they should just leave the job. Do you agree with that? Yeah.
Definitely.
Some people should just leave the job and go do their thing.
And I believe now in entrepreneurship, like 100%. Like, I think it is like the way to create the life that you really want and to create the lifestyle. Job security is a myth.
Yes.
Because you and I both know that we work with a lot of people that were downsized, laid off, and became entrepreneurs as a result of it, because all of a sudden they didn't have a job. And, so while I was told when I left my job, like, you're crazy, you shouldn't do that. This is my dad talking.
Yes.
You've got benefits, you've got health insurance, like all the, things that come with the job, which now aren't even that true.
Right.
For a lot of jobs, that whole thing has changed, and it's not as secure as it was for our parents or their parents. And the market has changed where people don't get a job and stay in it for
40 years.
Their whole life.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you do now, the would end up being as beneficial as it was back when our parents and grandparents were retiring. But you said something very, very, very important, because a lot of people are paralyzed by the thought of starting their own or doing their own thing, primarily because there's this false sense of security in the job, where we see all the time that people get laid off or downsized. The security is not there. Now, I'll let the audience in on a conversation we were kind of having before we started the interview. We were talking about the difficulties with healthcare. But if we're being honest with ourselves, the benefits, and I use air quotes when I say that we were the luxury of the job is not that far off anymore. Even though healthcare is a bit of a challenge to maneuver and set up and all of that stuff. Would you agree?
Definitely. Don't even get me started on healthcare now. I mean, my husband had healthcare through his job, and we knew it was 100% paid, and we were grateful for it. And then all of a sudden one day I went to make an appointment for my daughter, and they said, you don't have health insurance anymore. As of tomorrow. It was like the end to stop providing that benefit. I had 24 hours to figure out how that. So even when you're in a job that has that, it's not necessarily.
It's not a guarantee.
And now I think with the different options that are out there, like, you can create the benefits for yourself of life insurance and, like all those things you can put together as an entrepreneur, and structure that you like. That doesn't take over your life and make you crazy. I know, like, I built at one point a few years ago, I was building a membership type program, and I literally had the whole thing built out, and I looked at it and I was like, this is a monster. Like, do you really want to do this? Like, all the services I was going to provide to people and do weekly, and I was like, this is crazy. So when I work with people, I always am encouraging them to think about the business model that you're creating, so that it's profitable and it's time profitable too. So it's not, you're not working those 16-hour, 20-hour kind of days, day after day after day. Not that, and we all work really hard as entrepreneurs, but it shouldn't be, you shouldn't hate your business.
Right. You're listening to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis, and today we're speaking with Donna Price, and we'll be back after this.
Closer to my dreams.
TapTheMicRadio.com.
Are you the goalie of your business, designed to track the success of high-performing entrepreneurs, crafting objectives around longevity and entrepreneurship? Or GOALIE is a 52-week strategic planning guide that assists entrepreneurs with developing a daily plan that both defines and leads them on the path to success. Many entrepreneurs struggle with growing their business, tracking their progress, and developing the system that moves them to streamline the business and duplicate themselves. This guide includes the 12 areas of business each owner should impact each day. These areas include personal development, marketing, branding, finance, and much more. Order GOALIE, Grafting Objectives Around Longevity and Entrepreneurship by Collette Portis today at Amazon.com or ColettePortis.com. And let Collette Portis and Company, founder of the GOALIE movement, put you in scoring position with your future.
Welcome back to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis. We're speaking with Donna Lynn Price. So Donna, you mentioned when you're thinking about or you're moving into the entrepreneurial space or becoming a business owner that you should do something you like. Elaborate on that a little bit more.
Definitely. Well, I think that you want to be passionate about your business. So there's kind of two philosophies on it. One, that you do what you love, or you do something that you like so that you can do what you love. So it kind of depends on who you are. But I think that you want to like your business, and you're going to spend a lot of time there.
That's the truth.
And you're putting a lot of yourself into it. Your energy, to be something that you like. You don't want to create that monster that you're going home hating every day and wishing you weren't in it and trying to figure out a way out of it. You want to build, if you're building from scratch, build something that you're going to like.
Absolutely. And there are those who would argue that you don't have to like it or you don't have to love it. But I am a firm believer in that you should like it and you should love it. If you can do something that you love, a lot of opportunity and a lot of potential because your eyes are wide open as opposed to wide shut. And so I agree with you, Donna, that you definitely should do something that you like. So let me ask this. When you first started the journey, one, did you start out doing something that you like? And then what did you think it was going to be like? In your mind, what did the journey look like?
I don't think that I envisioned it enough. So like when I work with people, I always ask them about the vision, because I think that's like a foundation. So personally, I don't think I envisioned my business enough, but what I envisioned was that I was going to continue doing work in leadership development, team building, and it was really difficult to get in front of decision makers for me. And the marketing piece was more challenging than I ever imagined. And the people that I was connecting with were smaller businesses than that business model. And so my business really evolved over time because I was listening to the clients, more money, more leads. They needed marketing essentially to make their businesses work for them.
I agree with that. And I believe that as well, that marketing is one of those things that most don't come into business or entrepreneurship knowing. And one of my personal philosophies is that what you do every day, that thing you like or love, that thing that's the center of your business is only 10% of it. If there's a whole 90% of other things you have to do, marketing included, branding included, social media, accounting, all of those other hats that as a starting entrepreneur you have to wear. But what you do is only 10% of that. So how do you figure out, and you mentioned team building, how do you figure out what those other things are and actually start to do them?
Well, that I think business consultant, business mentor to figure out what all those pieces are. I see people every day that went into business because of their passion for what their craft, whatever that is, electrician, lawyer, accountant, whatever they're good at, they decided, I want my own business. And then they realized that to do that, there's that other 90% that you were just talking about, all those other hats that you have to wear, especially when the goal is to build a team that's helping you do those different pieces to some extent. But I believe, kind of going back to what you were saying about heart, that as the business owner and leader, your heart needs to be in the business. Yes. And your heart needs to be part of the marketing.
Yes.
And so you can outsource some of it, but you cannot outsource your main marketing messages and like the main brand of your business. You're part of that, and you have to be place. And because people want to do business with real people.
Absolutely.
And in the day of the internet, like you can I've looked at websites where I can't find a picture of a real person on the entire thing.
Yes.
And they're asking me to do business with them. And it's like, I don't know if you're even a real business.
Right.
Like, your About Us page doesn't show me who you are. It doesn't tell me anything about you. Like, I don't do business with, like, that's one of my main focuses. But I believe I can build relationships on the internet with real people, but I'm not going to do business with just a mystery site.
Absolutely. So Donna, you mentioned something very important, and you've mentioned it. You kind of mentioned it a number of times where you talked about, you jumped into business and you didn't really know everything, and you realized I don't know everything. And then you said something about, you've gone to websites and you didn't see a picture of a human anywhere. And so I don't even know if this is a real company. And so what you're talking about is anytime someone's going to connect with your business, you sit down and have a one-on-one conversation, not necessarily about business or the business, just about them. Why are you here? What do you want to leave? What do you feel like you have to offer? How do you think we can benefit you? And so you've mentioned relational versus transactional. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think, people do business with, we all have heard that. And if we think of ourselves and who we engage in business with for services that we need, we choose to do business with people that we know, like, and trust. And because you want to feel good about who you're doing business with. So I think that businesses, like you said, sitting down one-on-one is great. But I think you can also develop those relationships virtually on a website by sharing a little bit about your story on your website, by posting some things that are not necessarily personal, but let people kind of know who you are a little bit, because then they engage more. I know that I, years ago, biked across the country, and I didn't have that on any of my social media anywhere, even though my first book is really about that bike trip.
Yes.
Well, why isn't that on your LinkedIn profile? And so I was like, I don't know. I just never thought about it, I guess. And so I changed my LinkedIn profile, and it changed who was reaching out to me to a certain extent. Because now there was another piece of me that was up there that different people could connect to. And so when we share who we are, it opens up those connections as well. Because,
yes.
Or, I want to hear about that, or whatever it is. When we reveal who we are, then people are going to engage with us. I have been developing a daily practice of things that I'm going to do each day personally, and then I have another practice that I'm like my profitability practice, which is more of my marketing practice. But one of the things that I have been doing is personal development, and I think like part of my job is to continuously be learning from other people through conversations, or through watching a YouTube video, or attending a webinar, or attending a seminar. Like, part of my job is to grow the business, and part of how I do that is through continuous learning. And it's fun.
It is.
I'm amazed in myself I've had since starting my business. And when I think about staying in a job, I would have gone to conferences and workshops and done some of that in a job, but not to the same extent as I've done being an entrepreneur.
You are listening to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis, and we are talking to Miss Donna Lynn Price, who is a business and marketing strategist, and she is helping us to understand your company, an entrepreneur. Your vision is stretched through personal development, and we'll be back after this.
Tap the Mic Radio Network. We're on.
Hi, this is Gail Scott Key of Gail Scott Key's Entertainment Now on the brand new Tap the Mic Radio Network. This is a show where we showcase some of your favorite stars from the past, future, and now. So tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Tap the Mic Radio Network. We're on.
Coming up.
Tell me about what your greatest accomplishment has been on this journey.
And
if you could leave the new or aspiring entrepreneur with one word or a quote, what would it be?
Closer to my dreams.
Hi, it's Lori and Leslie, and we're inviting you to our new show, Is the Mic On? Every Sunday and Monday and Wednesday evenings at 7 Eastern on tapthemicradio.com. You're going to be hearing us talk about everyday life ventures as a wife, as a mother, as a best friend. You're going to hear a little bit of everything. So tune in, okay? Join us for Is the Mic On every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday evenings at 7 Eastern on tapthemicradio.com.
Welcome back to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis. We're speaking with Donna Lynn Price. So Donna, I'll share with you one of my, it's kind of a pet peeve, and it's kind of crazy that it is for me, but it is. The whole concept and idea that you can't be successful unless you go to college. Now, this is coming from a woman who has 6 degrees. I never recommend that anybody do that because that is way more than you're ever going to need in life. However, the very expensive college course, as opposed to going to pay for a $25 to $30 book, that not only are you going to learn from in a particular book that you read, as opposed to what you learned in a college course. What are your thoughts on that?
I totally agree. You have more degrees than me. I thought I was bad having 3. First said, go back to school again. And a couple of times I've said it, and he just reaches over and punches me in the arm and says, what? But I have learned so much. I just took a 30-day challenge course where there was a daily lesson and daily action plans, and it blew me away. It changed my life, the things that I learned in that 30-day course, and it was predominantly on marketing and business. There are so many things that you can learn online, in person. The world of information, knowledge sharing is huge, and you don't have to go to college to gain that knowledge to be successful.
Saw a need in your business and you went specifically and got the information that you needed, as opposed to being required to have a whole lot of other information that you don't need and you won't use. And I think that increases if you would have had to go and go back to school and get another degree. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. And, it's funny because that's what one of the guys that was teaching in this challenge course kept saying is, the stuff you're learning today, I never learned when I got my marketing degree from college, yes. And this is the stuff that's making me money.
Yes. Absolutely.
So they just reinforced everything you were saying.
Absolutely, because what I learned from my college courses. But the other 95%, I promise you, it came from experience, from conversations with others. You are listening to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio with Collette Portis, and we are talking to host of Visionary Womenpreneurs Podcast, Miss Donna Price, and she is giving us some amazing information about her journey to entrepreneurship. So, Donna, we all experience this. There comes the day where you are just sick and tired, and you know what? I'm going to quit. Either I'm going to quit and go back to the security, air quotes, of everything else. Tell us about one of the days that you quit.
Woo! Well, I think that definitely as a small business owner, you can feel that because it's challenging to kind of stay the path. One of the lessons I learned was on an Outward Bound course that I was on in California. And I don't know if I didn't read the brochure or what, but I guess I didn't really get what rock climbing was at that point in my life. Mm-hmm. And I was up on this big wall face, and I couldn't find the next place for my hands and my foot to continue moving up the wall. And when you're rock climbing, you're on a belay system, so you're on a rope, and there's a person at the bottom holding the rope so you don't fall. And I searched and there was like this little foothold, but it was just out of reach. And my belayer said, you have to commit to the move. You have to leave the safety of where you are and shift your weight. So there's that second where you're not anywhere. You're just in the air, and put your foot and all your weight on that next foothold. And that's like he didn't know he was saying something profound to me, I don't think.
Right.
To be an entrepreneur, you have to commit to the move. Like, you have to be all in, and you can't be wishy-washy. And, like, I'm going to do this today, but not tomorrow. It's like you're either in it or you're not in it. So I try to use that life lesson, metaphor from my life. Like, there's days where I definitely think, like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. And I try to go back there. I also use a journal to write down what I accomplished each day and what I'm grateful for. Because I find for small business owners, like, you feel like you're spinning your wheels and nothing's really happening. And when you start writing down what you actually did, and you have accomplished things, but we so often focus on the things we didn't accomplish instead of the things we did accomplish, that, like, we're so consumed with the one thing we didn't do that we forget about the 25 things we did do. So I try to capture some of that each day, because I find that helps, like, keep your momentum going. It, like, builds energy for moving forward next day, and you just kind of keep that energy going.
$1 million pieces of advice.
Woo-hoo.
That's what I think
Woo-hoo.
About that. Yes. So, Donna, tell me, what do you know at this point? What do you know for absolute sure?
I know for absolute sure that we talked about this earlier. Love is part of business. Brace your business. And the other part of what I teach or work with people on is falling in love with marketing, because it's what's going to transform your business. And when you love it, then you're going to do it. and then you're really in control of your business growing, because you're creating a system that's going to accelerate your results. That marketing is a key, and you need to fall in love with it instead of hate it.
I love that. I've never even thought about that at all. It's how do you fall in love with marketing? Because what we love, we talk about. We love our kids. We love our pets. We talk about them all the time. I love what I do, so I talk about it all the time. But I never thought about the concept of falling in love with marketing. And what does that even mean? Right?
Right. right?
Yes.
But when you fall in love with marketing, then that love for your business is falling into all of your marketing pieces, but you're doing the marketing. Like what I hear from people is like, oh, marketing, I hate it.
Yes.
I don't want to do it. But they want more business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work if you're hating it.
That is true. That is so true. You are listening to REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio, marketing strategist Donna Lynn Price, who is giving us some amazing jewels, some important information that you need to know as an aspiring, growing entrepreneur and business owner. Donna, I appreciate you being on the show. Before we wrap up, though, I have just a couple more questions. What is your greatest accomplishment thus far on your journey?
Writing my first book and figuring out that I could be an author. I am an author. And even though that book first came out in 2006, so it's been out for a while, it's now in its third edition, and it still has wisdom.
I like it. So, Donna, what's next for you? What do you have coming up?
Well, kind of connected to that first book, which is called Launching Your Dreams, I am just launching a coaching program called Dream Makers Club. And I'm really excited about it. An incredible space for womenpreneurs to come together and envision their dreams and then make them happen.
I like it. I like it. I think we need that because we've been told for so long that we can't get along. We don't like each other. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot of us who do like you. We do want to be your friend. We do want to have an opportunity to communicate to that and to entrepreneurship. So if you could leave the new or aspiring entrepreneur with one word or a quote, what would it be, Donna?
I would say keep learning, listening and learning. Like there's so many places that we can learn. Like you said earlier, you learn from your mastermind group. I learn from my clients, from my prospects, from my mentor, like taking it all in and doing things every day so that you're learning something. Learning
is so important because the business can only go as far as the visionary and the owner is willing to learn. So thank you for that, Donna. How can people connect with you?
Well, they can definitely connect with me online. I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, all those great places. But I have a group for Visionary Womenpreneurs, and I would love to have people join that group. We're having conversations in there about collaboration and supporting each other and sharing and learning and all those great kinds of things. Reach out to me via my website at compassroseconsulting.com. We've put together a great field guide for people that people can pick up as well for visionarywomenpreneurs.net.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Donna. We enjoyed our time with you. Thank you for taking time out to come and impart some of your wisdom and knowledge on our audience. Remember to work to realize your destiny and then set out to be great at what you're great at. This has been REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio Show with Collette Portis. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Tap the Mic Radio. We look forward to talking to you later. Make today amazing for you and someone else.
Next week on the REAL-Eyez Destiny Radio Show.
I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to be, hey, I figured out what I like to do. Everything's just going to fall into place. I'm just going to be rocking and rolling. And we all know the entrepreneur journey is a little bit different than that.
Until then, follow Collette on Instagram at Collette Portis and Tap the Mic Radio on Facebook. And don't forget to join the GOALIE movement. Are you ready to grow your team, increase your revenue, and build your legacy? Let GOALIE guide you to success. Order your GOALIE bundle today at Amazon.com or ColettePortis.com. I'm Dorian J. This has been a Collette & Co. TMRN production.